Hello and welcome to the HEALcast. My name is Bobby. I'm here joined by my awesome co-host Morgan. Morgan, say hey.
Hey, I'm back.
She's back! Yay!
I missed you all last
Yeah,
week. It
after
was
a
weird
1 week hiatus.
listening. Yeah, it was weird listening, but Connor did an awesome job. And shout out to Tom for coming on.
But this week we are joined by our good friend Matthew Schaefer. Matt, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little about you. What's your major? How
Yep.
you started to Penn State?
I got you, Bobby. What's up, guys? I'm Matt. So I was a heel outreach chair this year. So if anybody needs any questions about outreach, please hit my line. I'm studying in engineering. Very, very tough major. Very, very stressful. But in the end, the results come out well. So I could tell why I joined Thon. And even heel too. So I joined Thon was because in high school I did mini Thon and I was just very interested in helping like kids like in families like lives that have been impacted by childhood cancer. So having the ability to give back is something I adore and would love to like go forward with it. So having the ability to still do Thon after high school and do it in like the big stages is something I would love, and that's like why I also joined Heal is because I wanted to join a like join something else besides just doing regular Thon. I needed to expand more, and so that's why I chose Heal was because I just felt very interested. I went to like Springfield, I went to other ones, but I just did not feel like into it. And then came to you guys freshman year. If you remember that, I think it was like an October meeting. Fell in love with you guys. Fell in love with you. I mean, I know my
It's
brother
not
was
you
there.
guys, it's us.
We
It's
love
all
Well,
of
you
yeah.
us.
too.
And we do
Well,
love you.
love you guys too. You guys literally have been a family to me. So like that's how it's been like impactful for me. And then like meeting like so many new friends and family, as I like to say, helped a lot. So definitely joining Heal was 100% the best thing I could have done. But
That
yeah,
is the best little heel 30-second ad roll I've ever had for the podcast. Perfect.
where there
We'll
you go,
just play
Bobby.
that next year at the involvement fair.
Yeah, might
Yeah,
as well.
man, if I still got that video done, oh, can't
I
believe I got deleted.
I might do a video of like podcast clips for. I feel like that'd be smart, right? For just to have
Yeah, it'd be cool.
why we Thon, and then what does Thon mean to us, and then I just take all of those like and compile them into a video.
That would be down. That would
Yeah,
be
I feel like
so
now's
good.
a good time to do it because before Thon we said we would do it, but before Thon is just the like craziest time of the year.
That's
Anything
gonna be a
extra
summer project,
doesn't.
honestly.
See, no,
Yeah.
definitely when we do the Constitution, Bobby, I definitely would like since like when I like have to like talk like with new outreach members or new outreach chairs, I definitely will tell them you and Bobby should definitely do a video for like of like these podcasts and like you guys can coordinate and do stuff.
Definitely. I think it's
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about your position this year and kind of what it was like during COVID and everything. It was a little bit of a different year. Probably not what you expected.
Yeah, it's nothing I expected at all. Like I kind of felt it was coming, and I kind of was like, but I still decided to apply for it. You know, it's always good to go for it at least.
Yeah.
And I got it, and I would tell you having the ability to go for outreach and get it, and then be able to just do stuff still, and like try to socially distance as best as we can, and go into like groups and stuff was still good. I know schoolwork kind of like might have killed me, and sometimes like it was very hard to like focus on this and balance it out, and I felt bad. So shout out to Chad for helping me and backing me up for that. Um, I definitely think even though COVID still impacted us, outreach was still able to do the stuff that they wanted. Like we were able to do hikes, like equally distant, like put 10 in a group at most. And then we were able to still like do find places for like the pasta dinners or like places to eat, like pasta to go. Do fun activities. I really, really, really wanted to do. I know one of my key things was Sunday fun days. I wanted to do where like on a Sunday we would like all hang out and like if you wanted to do a fun activity like almost like a hike or something, which we kind of did. We would definitely do that or like watch football or something, which I know a lot of people. I know some people did, but like since COVID affected us, it kind of like brought down that idea. but we were still able to like kind of incorporate it into other things.
No,
But
definitely.
mhm.
Just sorry to jump in, but
No, you're good.
reiterate that you guys did definitely a good job kind of rising to the occasion. Obviously, back in last April, none of us, I don't know, none of us understood really the scope of what we were getting into with the upcoming year.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, we'll be good by like mid fall. So,
Yeah,
but like here we are, end of the semester. But you guys did a great job at just adapting and finding a few things that we could do and really driving them home. So
thank you,
Yeah.
Bobby.
shout out to both of you and Chad for pulling it off.
Thank you. We tried our best. That's all we like to
That's all
count.
we can do. That's all we can ask.
And even like trying to do like the spring retreat, like it was hard, especially since like I had to stay home
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that stuff. Like I wasn't able to do the stuff like do like hang out with you guys and like do fun stuff. Like I know we had like the one retreat I was supposed to come up to, but then COVID hit like really hard up at state, and like it was like the highest cases Pennsylvania's ever seen or something out there. And like my dad was
Yeah.
like shut that down plan real quick and was like, you're staying home. And I was like, fine. And I did FaceTime and it was fun, but like I just felt like if I was there it would have been different.
So that's a great thing to touch on. This semester, this year, you've actually been at home. You've been remote. So
Whole year.
yeah. So how do you feel like that's impacted your relationship with Thon? I guess. What was it like to do Thon from home and not from school?
It was weird. So like, but like it still felt like fun. I mean, some of the events were like you kind of have like this and that. It's like it's not feeling the same. Like pep rally wasn't really feeling it. Like it wasn't really like when you go to Thon, it's like I know I ask people and I go, what is like your best thing to like my freshman year, like I asked like what is the best thing to look forward to? They say everything, like you just everything. But the one thing a lot of people say is pep rally or glow hour. Like that those times is
Yeah.
like the time you want to be there. And you get hyped. Like and then like this year it just I don't know. Like I missed it freshman year because of my time slots. So like I showed up and it kind of missed pep rally. But this year I had a pep rally. But like it just didn't feel like the pep rally that I would have liked. But
Yeah.
it was COVID related. So like I had to deal with it but like it still was fine. Like Lewis a Child, big fan of them, love their music. And even like the pep rally, like a lot of the sports, like it was good to see like them like still do stuff. So
I think something that our president Maggie always said this year was trying not to fit Thon into the mold that we were used to, and like breaking the mold. So, you don't always have to just take events that we used to always do pre-COVID and just like try and mold them into current COVID, but just trying to think outside the box. And I feel like that was something that we were luckily able to do that made our experience still like really cool this year. And then everyone expects pep rally, but that was something hard for Thon to fit into the old mold to kind of like reach that expectation. I feel like they kind of like they did their best, but they kind of got stuck because it's something that everyone looks forward to, everyone expects, but that one was like so hard to fit into the mold and make it COVID appropriate that I feel like, they couldn't just tell you we weren't having pep rally this year, but I don't, it's just a
yeah,
tough one. Thankfully with Heal, like we have things that we all look forward to, but it's on such a smaller scale than all of Thon. So you either say, listen, this year we can't do it, or you are able to adapt just a little different,
yeah.
which is kind of the advantage of having a small org.
Mhm.
Um,
Like I also big shout out to you, Morgan, and like our rest of our dancers that we had this year
yeah, thank
because
you.
like even you guys were what really like inspired me and like really was like wow, like Thon is still here. Was that you guys were still managed to like literally I mean socially distance as well, but like go to a place like
Yeah.
go and dance for the whole 46 hours straight. Like you got even though we had breaks, you guys I know you guys definitely like took like advantage of the breaks and like still kept on dancing. I know that for a fact. And I do applaud you guys and shout out Andrew and Lex for this, but like they definitely did well for Heal this year. Like I
Yeah.
think they killed it this year for being able to take COVID and kind of like push it to a side and like say like, hey, we're gonna still do this no matter what. And like they were able to like even chat like they got to Carson's place and like we're able to like schedule people to come visit, say hi, do stuff for a little bit, and then like have activities and that stuff. And like I remember always going into the meeting, not the meetings, the Zoom meetings, yeah, the Zooms, and like it would always be so loud. You guys would be like so happy and that stuff, and it like kind of made me like, wow, this is what it is still. Like COVID can't even affect us. So
Yeah, we were super lucky. I think something as we get further and further from Thon and the more time I have to like actually reflect and it's not just like so in the moment is that, like the dancers, like I would say, did really well this year and we were so lucky, but I feel like we were just set up so well for success because we had like awesome Thon weekend chairs, an awesome president, an awesome exec board, and then even like they, those were the people who were really helping to plan it, but like to have awesome members who showed up every single time, like almost more excited than the last time, not to mention that they had only slept as like so much too, like they showing up at 3 o'clock in the morning, no one really has energy, but to constantly feel like you had like new energy coming in and people were always just so excited to be there. Like the dancers, it wasn't all like, it wasn't just us, it was that we were set up so well for success to be able to have such a great weekend, and we were really lucky for that. And like you realize more and more the more like we find out about Thon weekend and the plans that went into it, is that like really the people who were supporting us had just about as little sleep as we did, and they had come into the weekend with even less sleep because the night before I got to be tucked into my bed and everyone else was like downstairs decorating our apartment, little did we know.
mhm.
So it's just like an interesting perspective that you get that you didn't necessarily have that weekend because no one told us. They want it to be a secret, so you don't really know much, and then they were working really hard, but you realize like, oh my gosh, you guys might have actually slept less than us and we had no idea. I mean, everyone has their give and take, like they got the advantage of sitting down when we didn't, but I mean, I think sleep is really the key
Mm.
that
Pretty
our
nice.
the people who were coming to visit and take care of us did a good job of hiding it, and I hope that at this point they've officially caught up and like didn't lose too many years off their life.
It was 100% worth it, even though I
Yeah,
got blasted with music and screams left and right in my
yeah.
earplugs,
Wasn't
but
this did the
100% worth.
Zoom like max out?
Oh no, like it was maxing out to like the point where
Peak every 2 seconds.
like it was literally there'd be point where we would yell Carson and like he like I think it would be me. There's one point where like me and Matt literally would call for Carson and Carson would just literally just stare at us and couldn't even like it was to the point where like you could not even say anything. Like Jared even put his like head as close as he can and he couldn't hear anything. So but it was 100% like it was you just were like knew in the moment that like okay, they're having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like Final Four, like you guys couldn't hear anything either. I
Oh
guess we
no.
were just scream shouting. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it was 100% worth it. What are you
Yeah,
talking about? It was worth it.
Final Four's a vibe.
I know.
yeah. Final Four was a
You're
vibe.
supposed to be all excited and then well excited, sad, but like also happy that what you've done. So
Yeah. How was your experience supporting dancers outside of Heal? Because you were on the
yeah.
DR committee this year.
It was good. Like I felt like I got lucky. So like I felt like the dancers this year, I think some of them took advantage and like they like you kind of used like the sleep schedule, but like some of them I know didn't sleep for like that long. They might have taken like a quick like down and then up, but like also at the same time, and I think my dancers I think kind of stayed up for the whole thing, I want to say. But they were like I stretched them perfectly, like they weren't complaining about anything. And like also I think like the best advantage of them being there was them being able to walk outside and just walk and get fresh air. Like that is like I got a lot of feedback. I asked them like what is the one thing that like helped you the most? And they go definitely being able to just go outside and just walk, take a walk. And like
What
coming
was
back
their
and feel
organization?
Schuylkill. It was a Commonwealth campus.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, my dancers were Dylan and Dominique, and big shout out to them because. But like I also like since I'm very big in color wars in a way, I push them to do everything you can on the dancers like list and bucket list. and apparently I ended up doing way too much. So to the point where literally the captain called my captain and said that the only reason purple won color wars was because of school kill. So
Are you serious?
so I kind of did, I kind of went over the top. So that's why it's like, in other words, that's why I explained like why I want to be color wars captain so bad. I just like the competitiveness. I'm a very competitive person, and having to be able to just go against people and like getting that bragging rights is just like something that's like top tier for me.
So let's just rewind. Like, sorry, Bobby, you can go. Let's rewind like half a second. So you said you want to be captain next year. So can you just rewind? And we're just going to talk a little bit about the conversation we had before, so everyone has a little context.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, if you want to explain it, you can go ahead. Your kind of your what your plan is for next year.
So my plan is for next year is to go for a DR captain or a captain position for either DR, tech, or merch. Kind of like the techie side of merch if they have it. It's like, oh, I'm not following my brother's footsteps, but basically what he did with like the tech stuff with the store, I would love to do that. Um, but DR colorways is definitely my number one right now. I definitely think I can pursue a lot in the colorways shares. Like I definitely have a lot of ideas we can do. And basically being able to just see all the people like in DR have fun with what they do and like get us to like raise enough like points. It just like puts a whole lot of like smile on my face and that stuff. Just like see them like competing, but also competing for a good cause. And so that's why I think being a colorways chair captain DR whatever is perfect fit for me because I was colorways chair freshman year, colorways chair sophomore year, and I definitely think I should go for captain colorways this year, and I definitely think it's big for me to go for that. So that is my plan. Fortunately, I won't return to heel exact sad, but maybe I'll return in the future. Maybe senior year, I might even dance for heel. So that is something I actually have considered as well. If I don't go for director, I might dance for heel instead. So it's definitely on the back of my mind. But tech captain would be another one just because my major, and I just think for the future it would be really nice to like see that like, oh, you did Thon, well, you're on technology. So since I'm a computer engineer, it kind of fits well.
Tech gets overlooked so much. Tech
Oh,
has
they
what,
do.
24 spring selected captains, no
There's no committees,
no
no
CI,
committee,
yeah, no committee members. So it's just
straight captain,
captains,
straight
and
captain's
they
a director.
do what? Like they're in charge of donor drive. They're in charge of
Everything electronics basically you can think of
yeah. They
except
do
the
like
the
Thon,
lights and
yeah,
stuff on like in the BJC on
mhm.
weekend.
it's a big job.
76 live.
It is a big job. Like I think tech is like as like what I've heard is probably one of the most underrated and as Bobby said overlooked like committees. And I heard it's like so much fun because something like I always wanted to do is go for coding and like learn it better and like you don't even have to even like learn like you kind of just kind of have like a little bit of experience and like you can just click like that and you can go up it. Like I've heard tech is like so good with what they do. And like you can even see like even with COVID, they did a spot on job for like live streaming, being able for like the Thon store and like that stuff, like being able to like set up everything like the lights, cameras and that stuff. It's just insane what they did.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Bobby.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you just were saying something. Oh,
Definitely.
I think something too is maybe the reason why it's underrated is because people they don't really get maybe the acknowledgement that they deserve. Um, and the thing about I think technology in general is that no one really makes a comment about it until it's going bad. No one recognizes it when it's going well, and then the second it's going bad, that's when people get frustrated. So, yeah, if anything, you probably hear more complaints than anything else because no one's calling you up saying, "Wow, you did so good setting up that software or doing those lights or whatever." It's when the lights don't work and the website crashed and all that you're hearing from people.
Yeah.
So
it's when Dash dies when I'm trying to give out passes.
exactly.
That's the biggest thing I know for a fact. Freshman year, people got mad was the pass list. Oh my gosh, the amount of complaints I heard about from just tech off of like pass list was insane because the passes wouldn't scan, or like they'll scan, but they'll say like it's not, it's like invalid. And they'll be like, oh, they have to like fix it, look over it, type through a whole bunch of things. It's
Just it's a huge like convoluted system, but it like can shadow ban you from getting passes. You can get like blacklisted without knowing you're blacklisted.
yeah,
Yep.
And so like that's cool and all, but I'd love to know how blacklisted
yes,
is.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a stressor
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year, and something that out of all the stress that COVID Thon brought, thankfully that was dropped off our plate.
yeah,
Of
yeah.
the stress of a pass list and like having to check in and wait for your thing, and then when your color shows on the screen, it means you should be leaving, and you know,
And like now it's just like just signed up and went, and then you got a
and
period, and then
yeah, no one was checking you in, no one was making you get off the floor. Another thing that was really nice that didn't have to happen this year was, well, it happened, but not on the scale of regular thon in the BJC, floor cleaning. When you get stuck in like the
oh
back
jeez,
annex and you're just standing there next to everyone else
all
looking
your
around.
friends are on the
oh
other side,
yes,
and you're like,
there would be
I guess
points
we're
in
just hanging
time.
out.
There'd be points in time where like my dancers would be like, I don't need anything, and then I'd be like, okay, so I'm gonna quickly stretch, and then I'll let you guys be. You guys can do whatever you want. They're like, okay, and so I would always go find heel and just like hang out with the heel. Like I think I spent a good amount of my time with dancers of mine, and then dancers with of heel. So
Yeah,
like I tried my best to 50-50 it and like say hi, say hi to everybody. And I know for a fact I would spend, like there's been multiple times where they would call, OPP would come onto the floor and they would have to do the cleaning, and I would be on the other side, and I can't cross. You can't cross because they're just like blocking it all. And I can't get out to go say hi to like the heel dancers because they're stuck out there on the floor or something. And I'd be like, oh, and that's
yeah.
like the one thing I
Floor
hated.
cleaning, there's like really no warning, or if there is warning, you probably missed it. So you're just stuck next to whoever you were next to,
yeah,
For
just
like
hoping
30
for the
minutes.
best.
They took long too because like they would literally, the guy would like drive the thing slowly, and
Zamboni thing.
yeah, the
Yeah.
Zambonis across the floor so slowly. And there'd be so many people just yelling, move it. And we're
Let's
like,
go, let's
let's
go.
go. We gotta go.
You're just sitting in the back housing PB and J's because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that
just
is the
cramped.
amount,
I mean,
yeah.
the mess that would be this year. Imagine you're like not supposed to get within 6 feet of people, and then all of a sudden you're just crowded in a back hallway.
That would, the amount. Speaking of the food and that stuff, I know dancers last year said the food was okay. Well, how was like food this year for you guys?
Great, honestly, great. And then the nicest thing was, like, if my family was coming to visit or something, like they would say before they left me, like the time before, like, you think there's anything you're gonna want? And I'd
Mm,
be like, yeah, can you bring me? And I actually really only asked for one thing, and it was a smoothie, because I wanted something like refreshing. Um, but it was great. I mean, we had great food from everyone this year, and some of it was made, some of it we got with like the little meal vouchers, and I had
mm.
zero complaints. But yeah, it was good. I never obviously have experienced eating food on the floor at Thon. But yeah, it was good.
I
Nothing
think
to.
I think that's another like big reason why a lot of dancers like did well this year for Thon, and like we're in like, because I think like also being able to just to have your own homemade food and that
Yeah,
stuff, and like
Control what you
people,
eat.
yeah, control what you eat. I feel like gave enough energy to like feel them enough to like stand for like the whole 46 hours.
I
And
think
like,
even sorry.
no, you can go.
I think even knowing that if you wanted something, you could get it, you know? Like when you're there on weekend, you can have someone sneak you in something, but it you could say you want it 3 hours before, that person might not be coming back, for whatever time. And then you have to hope that they can get it in, which if it's Bobby, you have no problem.
Yeah,
Um,
True.
yeah, I was
but
about to say.
but yeah, like you don't know when that's coming. But if like I said to someone, which I don't think anyone did, but what if it was like a situation where you're like, I need this? Like someone could have gone and gotten it for you, and they would have. We were really lucky. We had people that were like willing to do that.
Yeah, I remember going on the stream, and all of a sudden Bobby shows up with
Probably
I think it was,
Chick-fil-A.
yeah, it wasn't, I think it was Becca It was Becca. I think it was Becca. Yeah, was it you, Becca, and Sabrina,
Sabrina.
and showed up with freaking Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
and we're like Bobby's lit. I go, I definitely think that's a Bobby idea. 100% just get in
I
Chick-fil-A.
could not take credit for all of it, but
Was it Sabrina too? Because I could see Sabrina
no,
having that.
it was Sabrina, Maggie, and I that abducted each other.
And took her to Chick-fil-A, and they were like, you know what, we'll get Chick-fil-A for the rest of the deal. Yeah,
I think the Chick-fil-A was planned ahead of time.
yeah.
That was an Andrew and Lex plan.
Yeah. I
I think
think what was it? I think Maggie came back because I was talking to her and I was like, oh, I wish we could see Becca and Kim this weekend, but like, it's okay because you guys had just gone and visited. And she was like, yeah, like they were really sad they couldn't see you. And like she played it off so well.
So fake. We were
And
so
then
fake.
and then like maybe 30 minutes later, I think that was when you, Becca, and Sabrina showed up because you, Becca, and Sabrina went and got Chick-fil-A. I think Maggie was already like back,
mm,
right?
Yeah, we sent Maggie
Probably.
ahead
Yeah.
because she either had a different
I
shift
think she had
schedule
a
than us.
shift.
Yeah, I don't something that there was a reason.
And then
Also,
another
it made us
fun
look less
thing.
suspicious.
Yeah, I guess it was less suspicious. Another fun thing was that Maggie, sorry, not Maggie, actually maybe Maggie, but I know Bobby and Sabrina did not get the Chick-fil-A that they ordered.
Yeah, we ordered Chick-fil-A. Oh, to be fair, we went to Chick-fil-A and got like over $100 worth of food there.
Yeah,
So like there was a lot of stuff, but they just conveniently left out
the two
two
people who
meals.
ordered.
2 meals. Oh, geez, that's like
It was like the grilled chicken nuggets is what they forgot.
No, what I think they actually didn't give us Carson and Jared's. So Sabrina and I gave our meals to Carson and Jared.
That's right. That's right.
trooper right there, Bobby. That's a big trooper move.
Yeah,
You and
I mean,
Sabrina.
fun weekend. Didn't eat, didn't sleep. It's fine.
I didn't really eat. I can even go on more of like what my daily schedule was like because it was weird because Friday I had like classes till like
Yeah.
3. I had to quickly do
Yeah.
an assignment that was due, and then I like logged on at like 6 to 9. We had like a shift, and like it was weird because like I would be on them. I'll be on with them for like a little bit, and then like get off because it was just like I can't do anything. And like when I got off, I was like, I have no clue what to do. So I just did a whole bunch of I think the one thing that kept me busy Friday night and then some Saturday morning afternoon was the dare challenges I had to do. That was worth it. So like I had to do like an egg. That was a disaster. Um because I ended up so I thought I would if I stand outside like close like I open my door deck and like open the back door and then onto the deck. It like if I went like this, it would like go backwards, and when I went like this, it went sideways and like went all over my door. So parents were not happy, but then I had to do like cinnamon challenge. I had to do a mayo challenge, and then. But it was so much fun throughout like that whole Friday night. It was just like getting pumped. But we also had like
Yeah.
Quinn XC. That was good. Um, and then Saturday was probably the weirdest day. Like I don't know. I went to bed and I was just like I don't know, I just felt weird, but I was like this is usually not normal that I should be going to bed at midnight and waking up like 6 hours later. Like I should be waking up in about 2 hours or 3, like at 1
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning. But like when I woke up, I was just like, man, do I still have Thon or is Thon over? And then like I realized like, oh yeah, Thon is still on. So then I went downstairs and like throughout the whole day, I really didn't eat that much. Like it was just like I've managed to make sure the dancers would eat, but like I didn't eat that much. I don't know how other DR members felt, but I
Yeah, it's
really
funny,
did.
even when you're not there or you're like so busy taking care of other people, you like forget to take care of yourself almost.
Mm. I did drink a lot. I think that's something. I drank a lot of water that weekend, but I didn't eat that much. So that's like I've like kind of felt weird too. Was that like during fun weekend of freshman year, I like think I ate like a good amount. Like I made sure to eat like a PB sandwich like every day, every time I go off my shift, and then I would like snack on some beforehand. But I definitely know for a fact that this year was just felt weird, and
Yeah.
like being able to like do stuff that you weren't able to do. I was just like, am I supposed to do this? Like I would always have to contact my captain and that stuff. But I definitely know the one thing that really made me mad this year was, I don't know if you guys have got it where your mystery packages or your care packages this year, like I know that this year they screwed up big time on packages and letters. I don't know if did you guys get all your letters and that stuff, Morgan,
We got
and
all of our
packages?
letters for Heal sent to Maggie and Sabrina's apartment because we were going to struggle to get everything picked up and you couldn't even get packages delivered. So they just sent everything to Maggie and Sabrina's and that worked well. We all got all of our letters. So yeah, we were lucky with that.
Commonwealth
That was
got
just the way
screwed.
that we received everything. Yeah, I know that things got a little hectic. I think sometimes people send stuff a little late too, and then you don't get it in time, or you get it like the next week and stuff. But
I mean, I told the parents of like the dancers, like, hey, if you want to send anything, just go to the dancer package or stuff, or just send it to the address or something. But like they never like responded, so I was like, maybe they'll do something. But like I know for a fact, like the whole school kill org barely got any letters or like packages, just
yeah,
because like the actual like the president of their Thon organization for school kill, um, barely got anything. Like he was a dancer too, and he barely got any of the packages. He said like they barely sent him anything, and they like contacted them and like they're like, oh crap, like looks like they got lost or something. So it's like
yeah,
I
that's
feel like that was something that like kind of infected like impacted a lot of us. There's like a lot of Commonwealth campuses this year, so that's what I felt like was weird. But other than that, Saturday night was probably the one night that was probably the funnest. Oh well, it was probably the best night. It's just because having the ability to just pump up them at like late at night, it just kind of gets you fueled with energy. Like I think there's been one point, Morgan, I felt like I was doing one of your classes because I was literally dancing and like stretching them at the same time. I just blasted like Eye of the Tiger. I don't know if you guys know the Jellyfish Jam song from
Yeah.
SpongeBob. I
yeah.
was blasting that.
Me of all people, of course I know the jellyfish.
I was thinking, yes, I would blast it, and like literally, there was one point where one of like the I think it was one of the family members or like one of like the alumni or something had like a brother like no had like there was like a brother and sister that were in the org, and literally the kid went crazy. Like he literally took off his shirt and started rallying it and dancing around. I was like, holy crap! I felt like so electrified after that.
That's so
It
funny.
was so that was so much fun. And it was just like towards like the end, like after my shift, and then like we played a lot of Kahoot games, so like that was fun, and we did a lot of Pop Tart. What is your Pop Tart flavor? Because a lot of them love Pop Tarts, so they did a whole Pop Tart flavor thing. But
That's
other than
cool.
that, Sunday night was kind of like a long,
Saturday night, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So and
Saturday
then
night is fun, and then you kind of hit a wall.
Yeah.
Like
Starting
Sunday
off with
morning,
Sunday
you're like,
morning, you're like, uh oh.
oh, you just get stuck, and you're like,
this circadian rhythm thing, it is so real in my opinion. Like
Oh, for sure.
Saturday or Friday night going into Saturday, I remember thinking to myself, like, like it would. You're not like super tired, but you're like, my body would like to go to sleep because that's when I normally go to sleep.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, I would
And
like to sleep.
then you hit like 6 a.m. Saturday, and your body's like, okay, it would be like normal to be like, it wouldn't be outrageous to be awake right now. And so I remember like just kind of climbing, and then my family came to visit. Like all of Saturday, it was fine. My family came to visit Saturday night, and I was like, I'm fine. Like whatever, everything's good. And then your body's circadian rhythm kicks in again, and it's like, maybe you should go to sleep. And it's like, well, you can't. It's 2 a.m. on Sunday. You're like kind of close, but you're really not.
yeah,
And yeah, that was tough. And then thankfully, like Saturday morning, your body, or sorry, Sunday morning, your body's like, okay, like you could be awake again,
yeah.
and then you figure it out.
I feel like I don't average enough sleep. Like I barely go to like I don't go to bed till like almost every single night till like 3 or 4. So I feel like
When do you
my
wake up? What time?
oh, sometimes I'll have classes at 9. Sometimes I'll have classes at 10, and I have
So
to
you just
wait.
don't
You
sleep.
are an animal.
Yeah.
Somehow I managed to do it, but yeah, it sucks. But I still don't go to bed till like these past weeks have been like rough. So like I literally been studying till like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I have a class at like 10, 9. So and I don't do anything on coffee. Just straight up wake up and I'm
Yeah. See,
Nice.
I need my 8 hours at least. I
And
have to have my
coffee.
morning coffee. I go to bed at like 3 or 4. I just sleep until you know noon or
yeah.
1. So
So like I feel like me dancing would probably be fine. I just feel like probably Saturday night would probably be the worst, or Sunday morning, as Morgan said.
it's
Yeah, Sunday
hilarious.
morning. Yeah, I mean, you gotta expect you're gonna hit a low at some point, but
Yeah. When was like everybody's low? Was it all at the same time, or was it?
it was actually basically when Bobby was on shift. And were you alone,
Yeah,
Bobby, for a
pretty
little?
much.
Andrew had to go pick up someone, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh.
yeah, and we were just all hitting lows, and Bobby was like the SpongeBob meme where everything's spinning.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh
called
yeah,
And
Andrew and I was like, "Send help! I need an adult. I can't do it, dude."
I probably would have been like, I probably would have been freaking out. I would have been
Oh, I
like,
was tweaking. I was the only person there, and they were all like, "Oh, I don't know, man.
I
I'm so
probably
tired." So
was Maggie there or no?
no, it was just me.
Oh, I would have straight up called Maggie and be like, look, I need someone here right now. I think like
Maggie
No,
was,
Andrew
I'd
was
be
there.
like, I would have been
yeah,
like, Andrew went to go get somebody. He's on his way, but like, I feel like I'm all alone right now, and
I need an
everybody
adult.
is, yeah, like everybody is at the point where they're about to just fall off a waterfall or something. Like it's just straight downhill.
It
yeah.
was
The
never
thing is,
that bad though, so it was.
yeah, thankfully we just were all kind of like, and you kind of feel each other's vibes, so if one person starts to go down, you can kind of keep the boat up, but once like you kind of tip down to like 2 to 3 people hitting the low, like the other two are just going to jump on
It's
in
like the
with you.
domino effect.
So yeah, I think that ended in Bobby like little kids, Bobby put on New Jersey Housewives for us, and we were just kind of trying our best.
And you guys were
And
just
then
staring at it like with the most blank stares ever.
Bobby, it would have been so funny if it's like almost like a kid. It's like a kid's like crying, and you
that's
put
what
on
it
your
was.
show, and then you just like just go, and you just smile.
That's like basically what it was.
It was like turning on like cartoons for like a little
Yeah.
kid. We were all just like kind of bopping around, and then eventually I think we like ate, which helped. And
Thanks.
yeah, we
I
did like
will.
a little fashion show and had a little dance party, and most of us were revived at that point. But yeah, it was like there's probably like an hour to an hour and a half where we were just vibes were low.
And I was like trying to like get you guys like pumped, and you guys were not having it. You were like,
Yeah, there comes a point like where like it's not for lack of effort from the person there. It's just that like
yeah,
you're just
there's
not.
nothing left to give. The tank's empty.
Yeah, and then thankfully we were okay. But I mean, I
And
think we were expecting lows a little earlier,
earlier, yeah.
and so you guys were like graveyard shift prepared, like had a lot of people there on like Saturday night, like after pep rally. And as soon as those people left, that's when
Then it
like
hit, and
that's
you were
when it
like,
hit. And it might have been because they left, but like you guys like purposely stacked like the support system. So like
Yep.
as many people who could safely be there, like under the limits and everything, were there. And then it was like, oh no, this isn't good. They
The
just left.
transition, and then
Yeah.
it's like,
And the transition honestly could have affected everyone. Like saying bye was sometimes hard because like you have no sense of time. So saying bye, you're like, am I saying bye forever or for an hour or for 6 hours? And you just don't know. And I feel like as a dancer, you're like that kind of got to me was like I wanted to know how long until I saw that person again because it's hard to like I don't know.
yeah. I mean, you just
Moving
give.
on.
I mean, with Jared, all you have to do is just give him chocolate milk, and it'll be fine.
He drank so much
he
chocolate
drank, I
milk.
think, a gallon of chocolate milk a
I thought it
day.
was 2.
I think it was 1.5. He drank like he had
He
like
had
two
the
half
half
gallons,
gallon
and
thing.
then someone brought him
So
more.
Yeah, so I thought he. You're right. It might have been 1.5, but I know it
It's
was a
crazy.
2.
Yeah.
that man is a somehow a genius
He's
with
an icon.
chocolate milk. He's an icon living.
Yeah. I good for him. Or stick him in an ice bath. That was like
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
his
he loved that.
Because he's chemistry major. You kidding me? He loves the
He's sitting there going,
thermodynamics.
yeah, he's sitting in calculating how quickly the heat
The
transfer
oh
is happening between
the
his feet and the water.
the polarization of the ions going through his
Yeah,
skin and being able to tell thermodynamics between heat. Uh,
You
kids,
lost me.
right.
That's not
And now you
yeah.
that's not
lost
on
me.
my
It's fine.
coloring books.
It's fine. You lost us at the perfect time because now we can just jump into the good old the cleanup round for the HEALcast.
Yeah.
Down.
So, you want to go first, Bob?
No, yours is first.
All right. By the way, Connor did a good job with this last week. He remembered it. So my question is, what do you think will be in the Thon line dance for Thon 2022? Oh my goodness, that's the year we got.
Thon 2022. Huh. I definitely think a big thing. Trying to think. Definitely something with. I'm trying to think of something with sports, maybe. Definitely Tiger Woods. Wait, was Tiger Woods in this year's? I would definitely say Tiger.
You mean his accident?
Yeah, I definitely think.
I I
Yeah, you
think
didn't
that
know about that?
yeah, he like was pretty badly
He
injured.
was like there was a point where he couldn't walk and people were scared. Like his career was like over with for.
When did what?
Yeah, he crashed his car.
Thanks for telling me. Never.
Dude,
What?
thanks for reading the news, or
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know.
I don't check the news very often.
But
I
definitely.
mean, you guys did get the canal thing last week. I was proud.
That was.
Yeah. There's not all that much going on, but there's
Sometimes I remember to feed the little hamster that runs on the wheel in here. Sometimes.
Okay, I have one, and Bobby, I think this is a prime example of us sometimes overlooking the very obvious, which is what we did this year. Vaccines have to be in it.
I put vaccines in last like 2021's.
That's true, but I feel like they weren't out
Yeah,
enough. But like now everyone, I think it's like what, April 19th, everyone can get them and stuff. So like I feel like that's when we'll really hear it. But last year we made the mistake of sometimes the most obvious things we were missing.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you like think it's like so obvious or it's just so normal in your life that you just don't think that it would be in the line dance. And then we were like, oh my gosh, of course that was in the line dance.
So
Oh,
what
I.
do we have set up for this year already? We've said Suez being blocked. Rip Chick-fil-A in the hub.
Yes, that'll definitely be in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Vaccines.
I definitely feel like I know one that actually might. Godzilla, King Kong.
That could be that.
I have a feeling that's probably gonna be in it.
That could be
Big
good.
shout.
That's a really good point. Because that movie, it was like.
It hit huge, and like
Really hype, but also apparently really good.
No,
Really?
I saw literally I think 2 days ago I saw the movie. Yeah, I thought it was good.
Did you watch the? I know it's a sequel. I don't know if
I've
it's a sequel to Kong or if it's a sequel to Godzilla or if they're all connected.
They're all connected. It's a sequel after it's a sequel after it's for both. So like after King Kong, sorry. Basically, I almost said Hong Kong. King King Kong, basically, after he defeats like all the monsters, and it's like years pass, and then Kong is captured in a way and put into isolation because of Monarch, which was created.
Whoa,
Dude,
don't spoil the movie.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I promise, no spoilers. I will do a restrict. Yeah, I'm just giving like plot points, and then it's for Godzilla's point of view. Is after the King of Monsters movie, after he like rips apart the whole world trying to defeat all the monsters. So.
Did you like kill Mothra or something?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I have to watch them all.
I say either that or Zack Snyder's Justice League cut. One of those two movies, I believe, will go into. So.
You guys know the movie theaters here are open?
Haven't they been?
They've been open the whole since fall, but I just never thought about going to them, and now I kind of just really want to go see movies. So I'm gonna do that.
HBO Max is what's coming. If people don't want to go see the movies, HBO Max is always what they put it on.
What are the rules with that? Like, what do you have to do? Is
You just buy a ticket and you wear a mask.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think they sell any concessions. I think you might. I think you're allowed to.
They also only have like 3 or 4 shows for the whole day.
I mean, do you ever really buy the concessions or just sneak them in?
That's easy.
Yeah, sneak 'em in.
You know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like picking a scab on my leg right now.
Delicious.
It's warm
Anyways,
enough. It's warm enough to wear shorts for
it
everyone
is.
listening.
Wearing 'em.
All right. I hope everyone's watching this on YouTube.
Yeah,
And
see me, high kick.
Bobby, why don't you go ahead and ask your final question?
All right, the final fantastic question I have for you, Matt.
Of
What
course,
does
Bobby.
Thon mean to you?
Thon means to me in a majority of a whole bunch of ways. It's a whole thing combined into one. But the one is being able to give back to the kids and make sure their lives are basically what they hope they dream of, is being able to do the stuff other kids can and not worry about what they have inside of them and how it's affecting them. I just want them to be themselves and the family's not to stress about it. So Thon in general basically means caring almost. I can give that caring and loving because you're loving the kids no matter what and you're like always there for them and like just being able to give them a hand shows that like the love you have for them and caring basically you're caring about them like we raise so much money them every single year and like even with covid you can shows that covid cannot even stop us. Yeah, we might have been a little bit short of last year's goal, but like still covid was proven right there that it cannot stop us, like even with that much money that we raise for them. So yeah, that's what Thon means to me.
Awesome. Thank you. And the
Um,
last question I would say is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to just briefly touch on right now?
um,
Or any questions you have for us? And then we'll go ahead and wrap up.
I think I'm all good actually.
All
Thank you
right.
guys. I think we talked about enough.
Cool.
I agree. Thanks so much for coming here, Matt. We really appreciate having you on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you to everyone at home for listening or watching on YouTube. Thanks, Morgan, for coming back this week. I missed you.
Coming back. I'm back for good, I promise.
Good.
Last week I was actually going home to celebrate Easter, so couldn't make it work. But Connor was awesome, and shout out Connor for doing it, and shout out Bobby for holding it down.
Gang, you know how we do.
Yeah, and we'll see y'all next week.
We will see each and every one of you next week. Thanks for tuning into the HEALcast, and until then, keep on dancing.